Alright, so for the next part of the program, what we need to do is get this kind of receipt thing looking a little bit better. At the moment, it tells us what we've ordered and sort of a rough cost or whatever currency it is. So we're going to tidy this up to make it look a little bit more like a receipt. Now, in order to do that, what we're going to have to do is print my order food location 0, my order cost location 0, then to 1, then to 2, and so on. The problem is, each time we order, there could be a different number of items, so we don't actually know how many times to loop through. So there are ways of doing this in Python. We can just loop through the length of the array. So if it's got 5 things in it, it'll loop 5 times. But for pseudocode, for the exam, you can't do that. You have to say a certain amount of loops. So the easiest way to do it is to actually build a counter to keep track of how many items we've ordered. So I'm going to set counter equal to 0. That means we've ordered nothing. Then every time we order something, I'm going to increment the counter by 1. So if they order a burger, it's going to take the old version of counter and add 1 more to it, and then assign that to the new version. So if we order something, counter is equal to 0, they add a burger to their list. So counter is currently at 0, this is the old version. Add 1 to it, which becomes 1, and then assign it to the new version, so now counter becomes 1. Then on the next loop, it takes the old version, which is currently at 1, adds 1 more to it, so the new version becomes 2. And then it goes through again, the old version, which is 2, add 1 more to it, is 3. So when we've ordered 3 burgers, counter is at 3. Now obviously we want counter to do that for every time we order a item. So it's going to be counter is equal to counter plus 1. Counter is equal to counter plus 1. I'll be super lazy. Control C, Control V. And obviously we don't want to have a counter if they pick something that's not in the menu, because otherwise that's going to add 1 to it when we haven't ordered anything. So we can actually try this quickly. So let's print counter, and let's see what happens. So run the program. Can I take your order? Yes. I'm going to order a burger. Have you finished ordering? No. So let's order a drink. And yes, I have finished. And therefore, counter is now equal to 1, which it should be 2. So let's have a quick debug of this. Oh, hang on. It's only actually added drink to that. So let's just try that again quickly. Can I take your order? Yes. Please enter an item, burger. No, I haven't finished ordering. Please enter an item, drink. Have you finished ordering? Yes. That's better. So now the counter is 2 and we've got 2 items on it. Whew, that was lucky. So we now know that if we order 2 items, it's going to have to loop through twice. So in order to get this to print out, rather than have print in the whole array, what we will do is do print. Here is your order, and then what I'm going to do is print a blank like that, just to kind of tidy it up a bit. Oops. And then print speech marks just to kind of tidy that up. And then what we'll do is go print. Then we're going to pick the food order, so my order food, and then we've got to pick which one we want. Now I'm going to pick Y, okay, and I'm going to set Y equal to 0. So obviously this is going to now print the first item, okay. What we need to do though is scroll through them all. So what we're going to do is say while Y is less than the counter that we made earlier, well, it's less than, we want it to print out. Okay, so let's just highlight this. So why print is in a completely different, the T as print is in a completely different color. Right, so what you're probably going to find is it going to print 1 less or the right amount of items? So can I take your order? Yes. Please enter your item, burger. Have you finished ordering? No. Enter an item, drink. And then yes, I finished. Now, is it going to print both of them? And is it going to keep on going? So now you can see it's only printing burger, and it's also just printing burger over and over again. The reason being is Y is always going to be equal to 0. So we need to do y is equal to y plus 1 to increment it. So now we know that at each loop, y is going to go up by 1 each time. So let's try this again one more time. Burger. Have you finished? No. Drink. Have you finished? Yes. And this time it's only going to print, here's your order, okay, and the drink. So why is it doing that? Well, it's printing each one, here is your order, and then it's printing both of them off. But the problem being is here is your order, and this is being printed at each loop, okay? So let's just cut that for a moment. In fact, let's just have the here is your order from there. Cut that. Let's do this. Okay, here is your order. Take them out of the loop. And here we go. Let's try again. So, see if it prints both out. Yes. Enter item. Burger. No. Drink. Finish ordering. Yes. Okay, and now we've got, here is your order, burger and drink. Okay. So what we can do from here now is we can print my order cost and location Y. Okay, and we can tidy it up by putting a string item and then just close that off. Hang on, put that there, that around brackets. Online REPL can sometimes be a bit of a nightmare. And cost, and just put that in string as well, brackets. Okay, so we're going to get a small issue here, and that is the fact that we're now using a string and the cost is going to be an integer. So what we'll do is we'll say plus, and we're going to force that to a string. I need to put plus there as well, put a little gap in between that, and that should give us our order. So yes, burger, no, I haven't finished ordering, let's order a drink. Oh no, hang on, it's not going to run. Let's try this again. Can I take your order? Yes, burger, no, drink, yes I have finished, and you can see, here's your order, item burger, cost 5, drink and 1, so let's just put a $sign onto that, just to kind of make it look a little bit better. So hopefully you can understand what's going on. It says here is your order, and then it kind of adds a little asterisk line just to separate it, and then whilst y is less than the counter, now because y starts at 0 first, the first item will be 0 and then 1, so it'll stop at 1, and then we've got 2 items, so that would be 0 and 1. And then here it's just using it to, the first loop will be 0, then item 1, then item 2, and item 3, depending on how many we've got. So the last thing we want to do is just do the total. The total is nice and easy. Every time we order something, we want to add to the total. And so total is equal to total. In fact, sorry, total is equal to 0, because that's when they first order. And then the last bit we're going to do then is for each bit, we're going to say get the current total plus the total, sorry, total is equal to total plus the cost of the item in the array. So it's going to be prices, location, 0. Okay, so what it's going to do is take the old total, which is at 0, then add the current item in prices array location 0, which is our burger, which is 5, and add it to the total, just like we did with counter. So Control C, Control V all the way down. Just going to put all them in there. And the thing you have to remember here is the array location. So drink is the second item in the array, and fries is third, so it'll be 2, and apple pie is 3. So that now will give us a total. Then at the end, what we can do is, not inside of the loop, we're going to print the final cost is in $sign plus the total. And again, because this is a number, we're going to have to force this to a string. Force that to string. It's not liking that bracket on the end. Okay, and we can run this. Can take your order, yes. Enter your item, burger. Have you finished ordering? No. I'm going to add 3 things this time. Fries. Have you finished ordering? No. Drink. Have you finished ordering? Yes. And you can see burger, fries, drink. The final cost is $9. Now, if you were to put this within the loop, you will see this is why we have to unindent it. So I'm going to take your order, yes. If I put burger in there, and I put no, and I put drink, what it will do is, because it's in the loop, it's going to run this section of code each time the loop runs. So if I go to yes I have, you can see it's now going to put the final cost at each stage. Okay, so it's important just to make sure it's outside the loop. And that is your McDonald's or McGodbol's ordering system done.